Hey guys, it's me Trevis, the CEO and founder of PlayerProps.ai. This video is to go more into detail on what we're referring to when we use the word trifectas. Now, if you watch any of the daily show stuff I do on this YouTube channel, Monday through Friday, every single episode I refer to a term, trifectas. In the Discord, we also refer to trifectas a lot. I've had enough people ask me for a little bit more clarification who don't really understand what the channel in the Discord means or how to actually apply it to their research. So that's why I want to put this quick video together to kind of answer the question for everybody else. So if you are still unsure on what we mean when we say trifectas, this video is for you. So the first thing I want to pull up is I want to pull up the Discord channel that you already have access to called Trifectas. Now I do want to stress, if you are not in the Discord, which is free to join and this channel is free to access, that is step one. There's nothing that is more important to your success as a bettor of not getting into the free Discord. On the app, there's a Discord logo. You tap on it, you get into the Discord. There's a channel that you see, probably the only channel you can see when you first join, that says Unlock Channels. It shows you how to go to your PlayerProps.ai profile on the app, tap the Discord or tap the Connect Discord button. It literally says Connect Discord on the button, and that's what's going to open up the channels. The free channels, and that's where you're going to see this Trifectas channel here. So you see on the left, so we have a lot of channels, but again, don't be overwhelmed by the channels. There's actually a video that goes through what each channel means, how it's important to your success as a bettor. And I do want to stress that you want to make sure before you ever place a bet, once you discover PlayerProps.ai, before you ever place your first bet, you want to do all of your bare minimum stuff, your due diligence. So you want to go to every single tool. We have about 10 tools. We're adding more as often as possible to help you guys win more often. There's about 10 tools on the app right now. Every single tool at the top has a button that says tap to learn. Before you ever place a bet, after you discover PlayerProps.ai and download the free app and create your free account, go to all 10 tools, tap the tap to learn button at the top. Watch those videos, don't skip around. It'll tell you how to use that exact tool. Then when you come to the Discord, there's another video that teaches you everything about the Discord of what's important to make sure you pay attention to. And then the first channel in Discord, not the Trifectas channel, but the first channel in Discord you want to focus on, the one that has the most success, or the one that gets you to your starting success, or to get you set up for the most success. You see up top here, this bankroll management. That is the #1 channel you want to pay attention to. Do not do anything with sports betting until you go to this channel and you go through all the steps here. So it just explains the 20-80-20 rule. There's a video here that's very important to watch, and then you want to do that first. Once you do that, then the Trifectas channel would be next here. So let me go to Trifectas again. And I know you're like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of channels. Well, you won't necessarily have access to every single one of these channels. There's a lot of admin stuff that you're seeing right here because I own the Discord. I have all of the channels unlocked. But let's go to explaining what we mean when we say trifectas. So you see this channel, Trifectas. It's the category up here is community plays. It's the last channel in community plays, right above the secrets area and the baseball channels as well. So we go to Trifectas. The very first thing we see in Trifectas is we see MLB stuff. So you see MLB strikeouts, we see some WNBA, NBA college basketball stuff, football stuff, NHL stuff. All of these things is kind of, when you first discover PlayerProps.ai, solely focusing on Trifectas will get you the best head start. We'll kind of make things as easy as possible. Now, a question I get asked is, are the people who have been in the Discord, have been a premium member with PlayerProps.ai for a few months or more, are they only betting on Trifectas? And the answer is no. Trifectas is kind of the starting spot. It'll help you get comfortable understanding what to look for with the app. And then once you're completely comfortable, then you can start kind of going out of that range if you want to, depending on your risk tolerance. But it's definitely recommended when you first download PlayerProps.ai of what to pay attention to. So for MLB pitching strikeouts, which I'll show you what this means here. So there's a trifecta here. These are essentially steps of what to pay attention to. We use the word trifecta because it means there's 3 things to pay attention to. Technically, there's 4 here, but the difference, there's technically 2 lines that have diff. If you see diff, it means difference. If you see diff percentage, it means difference percentage. 20% and 1.0 are kind of in the same one, but I created two different lines for them, which I'll explain here in a second. So how do we determine if a strikeout prop using PlayerProps.ai is a trifecta? Does it have this difference? Do the books agree? Is the comparison of the line to the AI projection at least 1.0 higher? And is the strikeout line 3 or higher? So now that we know what to look for an MLB pitching strikeout trifecta, now what we're going to do is we're going to go to, let me flip this over here real quick and boom, there we go. There's a filter here that makes finding trifectas a lot easier for you. So we click on the filter button, and this is the same on the mobile. I just have the desktop version pulled up right now. So what was the minimum line for a trifecta? It was 3, right? So we're going to take this, we're going to move this to 3. What was the minimum difference? It was 20%. So we're going to take this, we're going to move this to 20, and then we're going to click apply. There are technically only 2 trifectas by that that filter. There are only 2 players that fill in that filter. So now, what are the other trifectas? Remember, we had a trifecta rule that says that the difference between the AI projection, which is what this is here, and the projection square, has to be at least 1.0 different than the pitching strikeout, or than the pitching strikeout line. For Andrew Heaney, his line, which you see right here, is 3.5. What is the difference between 3.5 and 4.4? It's 0.90. That is not a 1.0, so that does not qualify as a trifecta. We go down one more to Will Warren here. Pitching strikeout line is 4.5. We then go to the projection. What is the difference between the line of 4.5 and the projection of 5.61? It is 1.11, which is more than the required 1.0. So that checks that box. The line is at least 3 or higher. Check. The difference between the projection and the line is at least 20%. Check. The difference between the projection and the line is at least 1.0. Check. The last part is, do the sports books favor the same side? Because the projection, which is 5.61, is higher than the line of 4.5, that means the AI is saying he should get more than 4.5, which is also known as over. Do the sports books favor the over? Right now, the sports books are saying his over is minus 136. If you go up here and you tap under, it'll show you that his under odds are plus 102. So we've done the math on what this means. So the sports books are essentially saying he has an implied chance of going under 4.5 of 49.5%. That's what plus 102 means. But what does minus 136 mean? It means he has a 57.63% implied chance of going over, because this number for over is higher than this number for under. That means the sports books favor the over. So that checks that box. So Will Warren, by the trifectas rule, is considered a trifecta. The one thing that I do want to mention is I have to actually change this in this specifically for the strikeouts. But what I do in the shows is I actually move this down to 17, and I'll explain why. Which I'll change this in the channel as well. By the time you watch this, the rule in the channel is going to say 17. And the reason I say that is because you go down here to Sonny Gray. I just recorded a show today, right before recording this Trifectas video, my daily show, where we actually target Sonny Gray because he checks all the boxes. You see that his line is 5.5 and his AI projection is 6.55. What is the difference between those two? It's 1.05. So the AI projection is 1.05 higher than the line. So it checks that box. But it's not a full 20% higher. So that's why we moved it to 10%. Because if you have a higher line of 5.5, 6.5, even some crazy strikeout pitchers might even get to 7.5, depending on who they're versing, this difference may not be a full 20%. So I'm going to change that rule now that I'm explaining this to 17. So when you go to this filter here for strikeouts, 3 is still the line. 17, which you see in all of my daily shows when I focus on MLB, That's what we focus on for the difference, because that's why Sonny Gray popped up, because he's not a full 20%. So now that we've talked about changing this rule from 20% to 17% just for strikeouts, Sonny Gray is a trifecta. He's got a 1.0 or higher difference compared to his AI projection and his line. The sportsbooks favor the over, minus 162. That's a 61% implied chance to cover the over. His under is plus 122, which is only a 45% chance to go under. Sportsbooks favor the under. His projection is at least 1.0 higher, so it checks those boxes. Okay, so now we have two trifectas here. We have Will Warren over 4.5, and we have Sonny Gray over 5.5. Does that mean bet on both of them? No, there's another level that you want to pay attention to. Specifically for strikeouts, we have this extra ranking data here, which is why you see this red, this green, this yellow, all of this stuff here. The higher the number is, so there's 30 teams in baseball, right? So the higher the number is to closest to 1, the better it is if you're targeting over strikeout plays. The lower the number is, the closer to 30 it is, the better the play is if you're targeting under strikeout plays. So Will Warren, we're targeting the over. Why? The projection is over 4.5. It's at least 1.0. The sportsbooks are favoring the over, but he's versing Kansas City today. Kansas City is 29th least in strikeouts over the entire season. That's his first number. And over the course of the last 3 games they've played, compared to other 29 teams in their last 3 games, they rank 27th least in strikeouts. So I don't think I would like going over 4.5 Will Warren, because he's versing a team that just doesn't strike out often. Then we go down here to Sonny Gray. He's versing Milwaukee. Over the course of the season so far, which right now it's June 12th, Milwaukee's right there in the middle. They're right there in the middle of all 30 teams, 16th most strikeouts in the MLB. But then we look at the next number. Over the course of the last 3 games, they're actually tied for first technically, or they're second, but technically tied for first in the most strikeouts on average over the last 3 games. So when I'm looking at Will Warren or Sonny Gray, I'd rather verse a team that is second most strikeouts in the last 3 games than a team that is 27th most. Even if it takes him an extra strikeout to hit because his line is a little higher, that is how we determine which plays are favorable. Now, what's also important is you pay attention to the daily shows that come out Monday through Friday. This video is how to teach you the gist of what to look for every individual stat and sport, but also ask questions in the Discord, watch the other videos. Every single show, what I do is I always look for trifecta plays. Pretty much every single show Monday through Friday. So let's go back to the Discord here. So that, let me actually change that here. I want to move this to 17. There, problem solved. So 17 is the minimum difference there. There's other MLB things. NBA season's almost over with. We do have WNBA as well, but this is kind of, it's just, everything's the same concept. What's the minimum line for basketball sports in general? It's 15. So you know how we moved it to 3 for strikeouts for baseball? If you're looking at points for any basketball league, whether it's WNBA, NBA, or college basketball, we're going to move that to 15. We still look to see, do the sports books favor the same side of what the AI projects? If it's favoring it, then boom, it checks that. If it's not favoring, if it's favoring the opposite side, it's not a trifecta. Is the difference, percentage difference, at least 20%? Check that box. So there's everything here is that's how it works. You look for the line, you look to see what the sports books are saying, and you look to see if the difference between the projection and the line is a certain percentage. Going here to NFL, I can't pull up anything NFL on the site because we're in off season right now, so I won't be able to show you how to do it, but it's the exact same way. So receiving yards for college football, for NFL, we move the line to 40. So 40, this is for rushing yards as well, because you see here with rushing yards, it also says minimum line 40. So for rushing yards and receiving yards, we move that filter to 40. We want to see a difference of 40% or higher for receiving yards and rushing yards, and we want to make sure that the sports books agree with the same side the AI is projecting. Is the AI more than the line? It's projecting over. Is the AI number less than the line? Then it's projecting under. So that's how you just play around with it. Now, we have a lot of things. We have a trifecta for a lot of stats and a lot of sports, but there are some stats that we don't have, and that's just we're just trying to figure out, okay, what's the best range for this? So if there's something that's not on here, you can just ask a question in the channels, and we'll be able to give you guys some clarification. We have NHL, and there's a spread predictor. Depending on when you're watching this, for the 2025 MLB season, the spread predictor is absolutely printing money for all of our premium members who have full access to it. So these are some things to look at. Both teams have a 65% or higher accuracy, which is another part of the tool. When you look at the tool, it'll show you an accuracy value. So that's a number to look at. You only want to focus on plus 1.5 spreads for MLB for what the predictor is predicting, because we show the data that if you look at all of the data for minus 1.5 MLB spreads, it's not that good of a hit rate, so we only focus on the other side. There's another tool we have for baseball, NRFI, which is the no runs first inning. There's a lot of stuff to look at here, but it's very, very important that you do not click anything, that you do not bet anything until you have a full understanding of bankroll management, was the first channel I told you to look at, as well as Trifectas. Those two are essentially what separates the people that download this and don't apply themselves and don't do anything and just think they know how to use the app, and then they lock in all the wrong plays and all the wrong bet slips, and then they're like, oh man, this app's not that great, because you didn't listen to the words coming out of my mouth. Start with the bankroll management channel, learn the 20-80-20 rule, watch the video in that channel, don't skip around in it, don't have any distractions, volume on, listen to videos, and then come to the Trifectas and kind of look through everything. No matter what season it is that you join us, there's always going to be Trifectas for all the sports. Typically, it's specifically like 90% of the Trifectas are for player props. We're slowly figuring out what's working best with the team bet tools, because we have a money line predictor, we have a total predictor, a spread predictor, and we're constantly creating other tools as well. But that is the gist of just using strikeouts there as an example of what works. So yeah, any questions at all, just let me know in the Discord. The Discord is free to join. The Discord is free. The PlayerProps.ai app is free to download. Just make sure you're doing the bare minimum. You're applying yourself. You're doing the bare minimum to learn how this app works. It's not rocket science. It just requires you to care enough to watch the videos without skipping around. As you see, I mean, if you want any kind of, where's the channel at? There's a channel we have. Again, these are not all the channels you can view, but there's a channel we have that's VIP testimonials, and there's literally hundreds of testimonials in this channel of VIP members who are absolutely crushing it because they did the bare minimum. They went through the bankroll management. They understood the 20-80-20 rule. They understood the trifectas. They understood how to apply themselves. So just go through the bankroll management channel, then go through Trifecta's channel in Discord, and then go through all of the channels in Discord. Just block out 20 to 30 minutes one day and just go through every single channel that you have access to and just read it, understand, okay, what is this channel for? What type of posts go in this channel? Why should I pay attention to this channel? And just go through every single one that you have access to. And you need to do that, all of that, before you place your first bet. Any questions at all? Again, ask me in the Discord. We always answer all questions. There's no question that is quote unquote too dumb. Nobody will make fun of you or troll you in the Discord. That is a guarantee. Even if your question is, what is sports betting? All questions are welcome. Everybody starts at different levels. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is the gist of how trifectas work and how to read them. Good luck, and we'll see you guys in the Discord.